Ancient Egypt's secrets and mysteries that defy logic? Are you ready to uncover them? Deep in the Egyptian desert, archaeologists made a chilling discovery, hidden on the wall of an ancient untouched temple. Unlike any traditional hieroglyphs, they found this two strange humanoid figures with elongated skulls, standing beside a woman in white. One of them reaches out, as if offering something. Is this just symbolism, or evidence of something far more unbelievable? Could the ancient Egyptians have encountered beings not of this earth? Historians are baffled, scientists are questioning reality, and this discovery may rewrite everything we thought we knew about history. And this is just the beginning. As we dig deeper into Egypt's ancient mysteries, you'll see even more mind-blowing discoveries, finds that defy logic, spark debate, and will leave you questioning everything you know about the past. Imagine an underground maze so massive it could hold the answers to humanity's greatest mysteries. That's the Labyrinth of Hawara, a site southwest of Cairo, described by ancient historians like Herodotus. He spoke of 3,000 rooms, half above ground, half below, filled with treasures, carvings, and, according to some theories, a library of Atlantis. Unpublished radar scans of the ruins hint at hidden chambers deep beneath the sands, a maze that could hold texts or knowledge from an unknown advanced civilization. Could this be the lost wisdom of Atlantis, or perhaps something even older? Skeptics call it a myth, but others argue that Egypt's true history is buried here waiting to be uncovered. For now, the labyrinth remains a mystery, its secrets still locked away beneath the earth. Whether fact or legend, the possibility of discovering a forgotten library of humanity keeps the story of Hawara alive, and shrouded in intrigue. Long before the pharaohs ruled Egypt, before the mighty pyramids even touched the skyline, an ancient people quietly buried their dead in a vast necropolis. Discovered near the banks of the Nile, this 7,000-year-old burial site shocked archaeologists. Its age alone shattered assumptions about when Egypt's cultural sophistication began. We're talking about graves carefully arranged, some containing tools, jewelry, and even early symbols of spiritual beliefs. Who were these people, and how did they manage such advanced burial practices? Some theorists suggest this mysterious society was the true foundation of Egyptian civilization, a precursor culture that passed on its knowledge of architecture, astronomy, and spirituality. Others go even further. Could they have been influenced by an unknown force or visitors? Their burial techniques hint at a deep respect for the afterlife, not unlike the elaborate tombs that appeared thousands of years later. Were they ancestors of the pharaohs, or were they wiped away by time, leaving only faint echoes of their existence? What makes this even stranger is the site's location. It sits far from the towering monuments of the later dynasties, buried and forgotten under the desert sands. For now, this burial ground leaves us with more questions than answers, whispering of a forgotten era when ancient Egypt was only just beginning to stir. The Great Pyramid of Giza, a colossal marvel of human engineering, has stood for over 4,500 years. Yet it hides a visible mystery, its missing top. Today, the pyramid's summit appears flat, leading many to wonder, what happened to the original capstone? Was it destroyed, stolen, or perhaps never there at all? Theorists suggest that the missing capstone, sometimes referred to as a pyramidion, could have held incredible significance. Some claim it was crafted from solid gold or even an unknown crystal-like material that glowed under the sun, perhaps part of a forgotten energy system. Could this explain the pyramid's precise alignment with the stars and its rumored connections to energy fields? Others speculate it was deliberately removed to keep its secrets hidden, possibly by ancient priests or later conquerors. Adding to the intrigue, some historical records claim the capstone was never completed, hinting at a sudden halt in construction. If so, why did the builders leave their masterpiece unfinished? Was there something they knew, something we're still trying to figure out? Whether lost to time or erased for a purpose, the pyramid's missing top remains a symbol of the unsolved mysteries surrounding this ancient wonder, drawing us deeper into its enigmatic history. As you stand before the massive granite blocks of ancient Egyptian temples and pyramids, one question comes to mind: how? Some of these stones weigh over 150,000 pounds and were moved across miles of unforgiving desert. Yet, what's even more astonishing is the precision. Perfectly straight cuts, impossibly smooth surfaces, and joints so tight you can't slide a razor blade between them. Conventional explanations credit primitive tools and manpower, but does that really add up? This is where the anti-gravity theory emerges, sparking endless debate. Some researchers propose that the Egyptians had access to a lost technology, something that allowed them to manipulate stone with ease. Could they have harnessed sound frequencies to levitate these monoliths into place? Ancient myths from Egypt and elsewhere often speak of sound being used to move massive objects, a clue perhaps left behind by a forgotten civilization. Others point to the stone's surfaces. The cuts appear almost laser-like, as if achieved through advanced machinery rather than copper chisels. Could we be looking at the remnants of an advanced culture, or even evidence of outside help? Skeptics dismiss this as fantasy, yet no one has replicated the Egyptians' feats with the tools they're believed to have used. Until we solve this puzzle, the possibility of lost knowledge and its potential anti-gravity secrets will keep minds spinning and imaginations soaring. In the ancient temple of Karnak, a place teeming with history and secrets, strange carvings adorn its massive stone walls, carvings that look, well, non-human. Among the intricate hieroglyphs and depictions of gods, priests, and daily life, there are bizarre figures that don't quite fit the mold. Faces with elongated heads, almond-shaped eyes, and oddly thin bodies. Skeptics dismiss them as creative interpretations of gods or symbolic art, but conspiracy theorists have a different explanation. What if they were real? These carvings raise unsettling questions. Were the ancient Egyptians depicting beings they had seen? Some argue that these figures resemble descriptions of extraterrestrials seen in modern UFO lore. Could it be that the builders of Karnak had contact with something or someone not of this world? The temple itself, constructed over 2,000 years, is an architectural masterpiece that defies belief. Its sheer scale and complexity hint at knowledge far beyond its time. Adding fuel to the fire, ancient texts often speak of gods descending from the heavens, bringing wisdom and power. Were these gods visitors from another realm? And if so, could the carvings at Karnak be evidence of this extraordinary connection? Whatever the truth, the strange faces on the temple walls remain a chilling enigma. Just as you think Karnak's secrets have been unraveled, it leaves you with a sense of awe and unease. The Great Pyramid of Giza continues to hold secrets, as if the ancient builders wanted to challenge us to unlock its mysteries. Among its most recent revelations is the discovery of a hidden chamber, sealed away for over 4,500 years. Using advanced scanning technology, researchers have detected a large void above the Grand Gallery, a space no one knew existed. But what's inside, and why was it hidden? Some speculate that this chamber might contain a pharaoh's secret burial room or a trove of artifacts yet to be seen. Others believe it could be a repository of ancient knowledge, deliberately concealed from future generations. But here's where things get even more intriguing. The chamber's position aligns with the pyramid's supposed energy fields. Could it be that the room wasn't meant to hold treasures, but to serve a purpose we still can't comprehend? Conspiracy theories abound. Was it built to store something dangerous? Or could this void point to a more advanced understanding of geometry, physics, and perhaps even energy manipulation? The very fact that we're still discovering new things within the pyramid speaks volumes. It's as though the Great Pyramid is alive, slowly revealing its secrets over time, each new clue more mysterious than the last. The Great Pyramid isn't just a tomb. Some believe it's a giant machine designed to harness sound and vibration. This might sound far-fetched at first, but stay with me. Inside the pyramid's massive chambers, strange acoustic properties have been recorded. Low-frequency sounds, natural vibrations of the earth, and echoes resonate perfectly through its stone walls. Is this a coincidence, or could the pyramid have been intentionally designed for this purpose? The theory goes like this. The pyramid acted as a resonator, amplifying natural sound frequencies to create energy, or even achieve some unknown purpose. Ancient Egyptian texts often mention the power of sound and its connection to the divine. Could the builders have unlocked a technology we don't yet understand? Some researchers claim that quartz crystals embedded in the pyramid's granite could enhance its ability to vibrate and conduct energy. And here's the wildest part. If sound frequencies were intentionally channeled through the pyramid, it might explain how the ancient Egyptians were able to achieve such precision in their construction. Did they use sound to move massive stones, or even for healing or communication with higher realms? We may never know for certain, but the sound frequency theory adds yet another layer to the pyramid's unending mystery. The Great Pyramid doesn't just stand silent in the desert. It might have been humming with power all along. Recently, archaeologists made one of the most exciting discoveries in decades, an entire 3,400-year-old city buried beneath the sands near Luxor. Known as the Lost City of the Aten, this ancient settlement dates back to the reign of Pharaoh Amenhotep III, one of Egypt's greatest rulers. Often compared to Pompeii for its stunning preservation, the city appears frozen in time. Streets lined with mud brick houses complete with pottery, tools, and even bread ovens paint a vivid picture of daily life during Egypt's golden age. What makes this find so fascinating is its scale. For years, historians wondered how such a large urban center could remain hidden for so long. The lost city of the Aten seems to have been a bustling hub of activity, a place where artisans, laborers, and officials worked and lived side by side. Some areas show evidence of industrial production with remnants of workshops for pottery and glassmaking. Others may have been royal quarters or sacred spaces. The discovery of Aten answers many questions about Egypt's past, but it raises new ones too. Why was this thriving city abandoned? Did political or environmental upheaval force its inhabitants to leave? Its sudden disappearance remains a mystery, yet one thing is clear. Beneath Egypt's sands, entire worlds are waiting to be uncovered, revealing not just tombs and temples, but the beating heart of an ancient civilization. Not far from the lost city of the Aten, archaeologists made another groundbreaking discovery: a 5,000-year-old brewery unearthed at Abydos. This ancient brewery, believed to be the oldest of its kind in the world, challenges everything we thought we knew about early Egyptian culture. With massive production facilities capable of brewing 5,900 gallons of beer at a time, this wasn't just a local operation, it was industrial-scale brewing. Beer in ancient Egypt wasn't just a casual drink, it was essential for rituals, offerings to the gods, and even daily life. This discovery reveals that beer played a far bigger role in Egyptian society than previously imagined. The brewery itself was organized into multiple sections with large ceramic vats, where grains and water were heated and fermented. It's a glimpse into the Egyptians' advanced understanding of food production and organization thousands of years ago. The scale of the operation suggests it wasn't just for the living. Researchers believe this beer was brewed for use in royal rituals and burials, a way to honor the dead and accompany them into the afterlife. It's incredible to think that thousands of years later, the remnants of their vats and tools remain intact. A perfect snapshot of life in a time when beer was far more than just a drink. It was a symbol of survival, celebration, and spirituality. From cities and breweries we now return to the shadows, beneath the Giza Plateau, where a network of mysterious tunnels lies hidden. These underworld tunnels, as they are often called, were first noted in ancient writings but only recently explored using advanced scanning techniques. Stretching beneath the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx, this labyrinth of chambers and passageways suggests that Giza may hold far more secrets than we've uncovered above ground. The tunnels, partially filled with sand and rubble, appear to connect various points around the plateau. Some theorize they were part of a water system, others suggest they could be forgotten tombs or hidden chambers. What makes this even more fascinating is the long-standing Egyptian belief in the Duat, an underworld where the souls of the dead traveled. Could these tunnels have been inspired by this mythical concept or even used for ceremonial purposes? Explorations have revealed several chambers below the Sphinx and the pyramids, but many remain inaccessible, adding to the mystery. Why were these tunnels created, and what did they lead to? Were they escape routes, hidden archives, or simply extensions of the pyramid's complex design? For now, the answers remain buried. Twice a year, at dawn on February 22nd and October 22nd, something extraordinary happens in the temple of Abu Simbel. Sunlight pierces through its ancient corridors, traveling 200 feet deep into the temple until it illuminates 3 of the 4 statues seated in the innermost sanctuary. These figures include Pharaoh Ramses II and 2 gods, Ra-Horakhti and Amun-Re, symbols of the sun, creation, and power. The 4th statue, representing Ptah, the god of the underworld, remains untouched by light, as if to honor his eternal connection to darkness. How did the ancient Egyptians achieve this level of precision over 3,000 years ago? The temple itself, carved directly into a mountain, is already a feat of engineering, but aligning its corridors so perfectly with the sun seems almost impossible without advanced tools. Some theories suggest that the architects possessed an understanding of astronomical calculations and mathematics far beyond their time. Others whisper that such precision hints at an influence, something or someone, that guided their hands. Even more incredible is the fact that the entire temple was moved in the 1960s to save it from flooding due to the construction of the Aswan Dam. engineers disassembled and relocated the massive structure stone by stone. Yet, the alignment still works perfectly, as if the sun itself refuses to let this mystery fade. Abu Simbel is a reminder of the Egyptians' unparalleled skill and their deep connection to celestial forces, a connection that seems far greater than coincidence. Stretching across Egypt's vast deserts are massive, strange structures known as desert kites. First spotted from the air, these geometric formations, sometimes stretching for miles, look like enormous arrows pointing nowhere. Made from walls of piled stones, they date back thousands of years, but no one can agree on their true purpose. Were they traps for animals, ceremonial pathways, or signals to something beyond our understanding? Some researchers believe these structures were used to funnel herds of gazelles or other wildlife into narrow enclosures, making hunting easier for early Egyptians. Yet, the precision of their construction raises eyebrows. The walls are too deliberate, too organized, and their sheer size seems far too elaborate for hunting alone. The most controversial theory takes it a step further. Were these kites designed as markers visible from above? And if so, who or what were they meant to signal? Satellite imagery has revealed hundreds of these formations across Egypt and the Middle East, but their mystery only deepens with every new discovery. Were they a part of some forgotten communication system? Some even speculate they could have been created for cosmic or extraterrestrial observation. Regardless of their purpose, desert kites are yet another example of how Egypt's ancient past refuses to give up all its secrets. They lie quietly in the sands, whispering of knowledge that might still be beyond our grasp. Deep in the desert necropolis of Tuna El Gebel, archaeologists uncovered something eerie and remarkable. Thousands of animal mummies carefully buried in underground tunnels. Cats, falcons, baboons, ibises, and even crocodiles, all wrapped in linen, preserved as if for eternity. While mummified animals are nothing new in Egypt, the sheer scale of this discovery is staggering. It reveals how deeply animals were woven into the fabric of Egyptian spiritual life. These weren't just pets, they were sacred beings. Many were offerings to gods, especially the ibis, connected to Thoth, the god of wisdom. The careful placement and craftsmanship of these mummies suggest an organized effort, almost like an ancient assembly line for the divine. Some animals were bred specifically for this purpose, but others show signs of having lived long, respected lives before being prepared for the afterlife. And here's where it gets even stranger. Some mummies appear empty, hollow linen bundles with no remains inside. Were they symbolic offerings, or did something go wrong? Scientists are still studying why certain animals received such elaborate treatment and whether some species, like baboons, were brought from distant lands. Tuna El Gebel's labyrinth of tunnels is more than a burial site. It's a window into an ancient belief system where humans and animals shared a sacred bond that transcended death. Just as animals were seen as divine messengers, the sky was another source of wonder and mystery for the ancient Egyptians. In the Temple of Esna, carvings hidden for centuries beneath layers of dirt and soot are now sparking fascination and debate. Among the hieroglyphs are strange depictions that some describe as UFO-like crafts. Long, rounded shapes with unusual markings and wings or rays extending outward, they don't look like traditional Egyptian symbols. To historians, these figures likely represent sacred boats used by the gods to traverse the heavens, symbolic of the sun's journey across the sky. But others can't help but notice their striking resemblance to modern depictions of flying saucers or aircraft. Were the Egyptians envisioning celestial vessels, or did they witness something extraordinary that they immortalized in their carvings? The mystery deepens when you consider the Egyptians' obsession with the stars and cosmic order. From the constellations painted in tombs to alignments in temples, it's clear they saw the heavens as central to their lives. The hieroglyphs at Esna are another layer in this celestial puzzle. Whether you see them as symbols of mythology, ancient art, or something far more unexplainable, they leave us with the same question. What inspired these depictions? From the heavens back to the earth, the search for Queen Nefertiti's tomb remains one of Egyptology's greatest quests. Nefertiti, the enigmatic queen whose beauty was immortalized in her iconic bust, vanished from historical records toward the end of her life. For decades, her final resting place has eluded discovery, until now. Recent radar scans near Tutankhamun's tomb in the Valley of the Kings suggest hidden chambers may exist behind its walls, reigniting theories that Nefertiti might be buried nearby. Some believe Nefertiti ruled as a pharaoh after her husband Akhenaten, and her burial was deliberately hidden to protect her controversial legacy. Akhenaten's reign ushered in radical religious changes, including the worship of a single god, the sun disk Aten. When his rule ended, Egypt returned to its traditional ways, and many traces of his and Nefertiti's era were erased. Could her tomb hold clues to this turbulent time? The evidence is tantalizing. The scans reveal anomalies consistent with man-made chambers, sealed for millennia. If Nefertiti's tomb is indeed behind those walls, it could rewrite our understanding of Egypt's Amarna period. More importantly, it could reveal treasures, texts, and secrets about one of history's most mysterious queens. The search continues, but as technology pushes deeper into the sands, we inch closer to answers, and the possibility of one of the greatest discoveries of the modern age. Deep beneath the sands, in tombs untouched for thousands of years, archaeologists have uncovered something astonishing: ancient cosmic maps etched into walls and ceilings. These intricate star charts, found in newly discovered burial chambers, depict the night sky with shocking accuracy. Constellations, celestial pathways, and precise alignments suggest the ancient Egyptians possessed an extraordinary understanding of the cosmos. But how? To the Egyptians, the stars weren't just points of light. They were the keys to the afterlife. The maps, often painted with vivid blues and golds, appear to guide the deceased on their journey to eternity, helping them navigate the heavens and align with the gods. Yet some theories go beyond this spiritual explanation. Could these maps hint at a more advanced knowledge, one that came from an unknown source? How did they chart the stars with such precision thousands of years before telescopes? Adding to the intrigue, some of these cosmic maps contain symbols that don't match any known constellations. Were they representations of real celestial bodies, or did they depict something else, something the Egyptians encountered or imagined? These star charts blur the line between mythology and science, leaving us to wonder whether the ancient Egyptians' connection to the cosmos was far more profound and mysterious than we've ever realized. That's about it. Write in the comments which of these discoveries surprised you. For more useful information, watch other videos.